What's going on? I'm John from PokeKom Collects, and today we're going to be taking a look at our What to Watch Wednesday cards. We have some IRs that are cheap and you can grade them. I have a pretty decent turnaround, but we're also going to look at some of the SIRs and see what prices they've came down to. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. First up, well, we got Lugia V. I was going to save him for last, but I forgot to click over the tab, but we'll cover him first. So he's trading raw. Recent sales are around 514. I'm gonna take that price out just because it's one sale, and I believe the 16th is today or yesterday. So if we look at the other sales, around 315, 350, 360, 380, 360, it looks like it might be trying to come back up. If we have another sale around this 500 price, then yes, I will say that this card is on its way back up. Silver Tempest we're not getting again. We have it in a 10, close to 900, trading around 887. The last 10 sold prices are 800, 800, 870, 840, and 900. So I can see it kind of trading around the 800 mark for a while. Possibly come down, might stay the same for a little bit. It is a chase card. I think this Lugia card needs to be a little bit higher, in my opinion, but the market seems to like it around this price, so it might stay around the $800 price. You can see we had one sale a couple days ago at 1,031, but I know it's kind of hard to tell with these prices being everywhere. This one's the best offer accepted at 964. So yeah, if you can pick it up at a decent price, go ahead and grab it. But anyway, let's get into the illustration rares first. We got Sizor from Obsidian Flames. Some of these we might have already talked about, but if we're talking about it again, there could be a reason why. So we have this one trading around 850. Recent sales, eBay is $10, $11, $7.50, $6.25. So you can get it for less than $10. This one here says near mint. This one might not be. I'm not 100% sure. But in a PSA 10, it's trading around 200 on price charting. The recent sales for a 10 is 210, 282, 202, 280, or 180. My fault. 200. These are best offers accepted. I could see it trading around 200 and sticking around that price for a little bit until we get less Obsidian Flames cards out circulating around, but it's not a bad card. I do like the look of it. But anyway, we'll continue on to the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames. We have it trading around $20, so we had it at 19, 20, 26, 24, 20. Ungraded, yeah, 1973. PSA 10 around 217. The most recent sale prices in a 10 are 192, 220, 254, 190, and 229. So I can see it still, like I said, trading around comfortably $200, even in this downturn of a market. So if you have it and you want to get it graded, go ahead, send it in. I have heard, like I said before, I've heard that Illustration Rose and Scarlet Violet are hard to get a 10 on. So if you can get the 10 with a cheap card like this, I would go ahead and try. Next up, we got the Drowsy. Graded, he's trading around $30, which I feel like, I know that this card had a pump and dump. You can see it here at $80 back down, but it's still, before the pump and dump, it went up to 20. So even with pump and dumps, it can still find a new low. So right here, it's up $10 from its previous low. So that's some things you got to look at. Just because a card's a part of a pump and dump doesn't always mean it can't hold some type of momentum. Anyway, I digress. Recent sales 35, 40, 27, 31, 45, or 35, and 30. So yeah, around $30 cards, not too bad of a pickup. Recent sales is 360, 269, 385, 375. So we'll ignore that one, and we'll go with around 350, a little bit higher for price for the card. Not too bad in a 10. Next up, we got Great Tusk, trading around $8 ungraded. So 6, 8, 9, 10, 8. But in a 10, it's around 75. This one I probably wouldn't send in to get graded. I know it is a 10 times return, but it's not bad of a return if you can do it. Let's check the recent sales. So 77, 75, 75, 70, 66. I don't know too much who likes Great Tusk. I know he is the primal of, what was Fanfi? I forget its name. Jeez, I played it too. I hated the rollout in the game. I always lost to him. Can't remember his name right now, but I don't really see too many people talking about him too much, so I could see it trading around this price for a little bit, just based off the gem rate percentage of getting a 10. All right, next up, we're going to start getting in some of the SIRs. We got the Umbreon from Prismatic Evolution, trading recent sales 1100, 1000 was the best offer, 1150 or 1050, 1050, 910. So as we can tell, it's still trying to come down. We have the PSA 10 around 3000. The last sales, and the 10 is 3350, 3000. Best offer was 1115. 3450, 3450. So we can tell it's still trying to come down. Like I said with the IRs, I feel like certain ones they might try to hold some value and trade sideways for a little bit. And some of these SIRs I believe will find their threshold of where they want to trade and just be that way for the next few years until they get out of print. Don't fully know how long they're going to print Prismatic. If it's this popular of a set, I mean, they could print it consistently for the next 2 years, but we'll see. Next up, we got Greninja from Twilight Masquerade trading around 320. Or my bad, 300. The last recent sales were 320, 282, 250, 285, 367. So as you can tell, it's still trying to come down. This one right here might send it back up a little bit. I do personally like the Greninja card. It looks pretty cool with the water shurikens right there coming through the card. But in a 10, we have it trading around 762. Most recent sales are 745, 721, 760, 765, and 800. So they could probably be trying to trade up, but it could possibly stay around this $700 to $800 range. I can see it trading like that for the next couple months as the market slows down. Next up, we got Charizard from 151. Ungraded around 221. PSA 10s around 962. We got recent sales at 232, 215, 187, 215. I could see this card, like I said before, it's going to trade down to 200. It's definitely going to hit 200. I can see it going a little bit lower than 200. But with 151 getting out of print, it might hit that 200 and kind of start slowly bouncing back up. Our recent sales in a 10 are 980, 950, 830, 932, and 965. So it's still trending down a little bit, not as much as some of the other cards, but I can see this one hitting a certain threshold in a 10, maybe the 800 range, because it seems like we had 830 as the lowest recent sale before it goes back up to 950 and 890. So I could see this one being at its low for now and just trade sideways for a little bit. All right, next up we got the IR Magikarp from Paldea Evolved, the Shinji card. Ungraded. Recent sales are 200, 273, 215, 215. Right now, around 223, and in a 10, it's around 1800. The recent sales in a 10 is 1748, 1725, 1800, 1900 was the best offer. So I can see this one coming down a lot more. Especially since, yes, I know it's an illustration rare, it's a Shinji Konda card, but it's Magikarp. I don't see it coming down as much. As the market more so cools, I feel like when we get fully into a bear market, I could see all these cards dropping down a little bit more than what they are now. We might see a little spike up after the holidays, depending on the whole thing with One Piece. I'm not too big on following One Piece or any other trading card games, as I did just get into this one during the summertime. I more so played the games, and I'll have a video about that in the future. But anyway, we got Rayquaza coming up next. Ungraded is around 639. Most recent sales are, I'll count that as 7. At 455, that one was a steal unless it wasn't near mint. 800, 719, 660. Recent sales on a PSA 10, well, trading around 1343. Recent sales in a 10 are 1296, 1296, 1226, 1330. So it's coming down. I feel like this one has a big spike up and is going to stay up a little bit more, mostly because of the Umbreon and Evolving Skies. People are looking for other chase cards to get from that set because the Umbreon's too expensive. That's my opinion. I don't know, but we'll continue on. We got the Bubble Mew. Personally, not a fan of this card. I don't like I know they say the aspect or the look of the card is from the movie, from what I've heard, but I think if they would have just took the scene from the movie and just had it like that instead of making it shiny and making it look like that, I would have liked it a little bit better. Personally, I don't like the Bubble Mew. I digress. We'll continue on. Ungraded 749, trading around 395 recently, 425, 470, 550, 550. PSA 10s around 1446. Recent sales are 1350, 1369, 148. It's coming down. Everything's coming down. We're going to find a bottom for it. As you can see here, if you look previously, 310 was the last bottom for the high. So 300 to 310 was the bottom. Then it jumped up to 635, and now it's still coming down to 479. We'll wait for a little bit more data to see if we are trading sideways around the $400 price, and we'll go from there. Next up, we got the Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. He's trading around 642. Recent sales are 650, 697, 710, and 486. I don't know. I'll count that one out for now. But trading in attendance around 1675. Most recent sales are 1716, 1488, 1525. So I can see him coming down some more. We're still heading down. It's not trading sideways yet for the ungraded. It's not a bad card. I kind of like the look of it. It's not too bad. There's other better Gengar cards out there for chase cards. The new one that came out, I'm surprised this one didn't have more of a tick. I don't know. A lot of people like Gengar. He has a decent amount of cards, but I think there's better cards out there than the VMAX and the Mega Dream. But we'll see how the market likes him. We'll check back in on this one in a couple weeks after we get our Ascendant Heroes released in January. All right, next up we got Giratina V from Lost Origin. Beautiful card. It's another Shinji card. Trading around 528. Recent sales are 578, 450, 550, 550. So we can see it. That one sale at at 450. Maybe it was near mint. Maybe it wasn't. But it's still coming. Well, it came down a little bit for a couple days, and then it's starting to go back up. So Lost Origin, it's not in print anymore. I don't see why these cards even came down as much. But we had it from 642 down to 495. Starting to go back up at 528 and a 10. It's trading around 1785. Most recent sales are 1750, 1830, 1625, and 1750. Going based off that, I can kind of tell that it's going to come down a little bit more maybe. But I could see this card probably hitting maybe 1500 and then trading sideways. But not 100% sure. We'll see what the market looks like in a couple weeks. All right, next up we got our, well, last but not least, we have our Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. Like I said earlier about the Rayquaza, I feel like some other people are looking for other cards from sets that aren't as expensive, and they're trying to pick them up now based off their main chase card being as expensive as it is. So ungraded, we got it trading around 1637. Most recent sales are 1804, 1550, 1600, 3400. Oh, that was pristine. 10. Okay, ignore that one. 1153. So it kind of came down a little bit, but it bounced right back up. As you can see right here, it went up to 1749, down to 14, and then back up to 16. Most recent sales in a 10. We have it around 33, 3000, 3150, 3000. So it came down, it's bouncing back up. But like I said, I could see some of these cards, they're trying to find their happy point in the new market. So we have a lot of people that have bought in high that don't want to sell lower than what they bought in for. I can see that being not as big of an issue, but I can see that being an issue for some of these bigger cards. But that is all for today. So if you like these type of videos, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next week. We have another video coming out Friday. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.